No other organism has done what humans have done. We can control electricity, we build skyscrapers, we can fly around the world in 45 hours, and we've even been to the moon. We have the ability to completely change our environment for better or for worse. We've held the self-proclaimed #1 spot in the animal hierarchy for thousands of years. All it takes is a look around our planet to realize the extent of human success. What is not so clear is the questions of how and why. What makes us so special? Was it just by sheer luck that humans came to be in such a position of power? Why us and not gorillas, ants, or elephants? We turn to the field of anthropology to answer these questions. Anthropology is the scientific study of all humanity. Some of the things anthropologists study include human behavior, societies, both ancient and modern, and human evolution. The field of anthropology is classified into several different subfields, such as cultural anthropology, archaeology, primatology, and linguistics, all of which are devoted to answering the question, why are we the way we are? Another subfield of anthropology is physical anthropology.
Physical anthropology is the study of biological and behavioral aspects of humans and is particularly useful in comprehending the journey of mankind. Physical anthropologists study human adaptation, variation, evolution, and our living relatives. Physical anthropology is also characterized by the importance of remains and dealing with human bones. Physical anthropology is so important to the understanding of who we are as humans because for every cultural or sociological achievement we've made, there's an evolutionary and biological explanation that can be found through physical anthropology. This video will focus on physical anthropology and its importance in understanding the human success story. I will explore major adaptations acquired by humans that allowed for our evolutionary achievements. One of the most obvious traits explored by physical anthropology that sets us humans apart is our bipedalism, or ability to walk on two legs. Walking on two legs is a trait that is rather rare in the animal kingdom. Only birds, humans, and occasionally apes have the capability. The earliest evidence of bipedal humans dates back to 7 million years ago and is found in one of the earliest known humans, called Sahelanthropus. Sahelanthropus was found at a site called Toros Manala of northern Chad, Africa in 2001. Walking upright allowed Sahelanthropus to survive in diverse landscapes and habitats, such as forests and grasslands. The remains of Sahelanthropus were found to have an anteriorly placed foramen magnum, which differed from other hominids of the time. This means that the spot where the spine attaches to the head is more centered in the skull, which is characteristic of bipedalism. Bipedalism began to catch on. Evolution favored bipedalism because it freed human hands, allowing for signaling, tool usage, and better hunting. Standing upright also allowed our ancestors to better scan their surroundings for game or enemies. Free hands allowed humans to reach for fruit in high places like trees, and allowed hands to be used in social situations, making for better communication. Free hands were essential to human success. As time went on, our hands became more and more specialized for tool making and usage, leading to adaptations like our opposable thumbs, first found in Homo habilis. Homo habilis lived in the early Pleistocene of East and South Africa about 2.3 to 1.65 million years ago. Homo habilis is considered to be the preceding human species to Homo sapiens. The development of the opposable thumb allowed Homo habilis to refine their grip and hold objects that would have been otherwise impossible to hold. The adaptation of the opposable thumb is thought to have directly led to the development of tools. Other primates, like capuchin monkeys, have the ability to create and use stone tools, but no other animal has been able to make tools anywhere near as large and intricate as ours. Thanks to our dexterous hands, paired with our cognitive abilities, humans evolved to create complex tools capable of hunting down large animals. As tools evolved into large spears and even bows and arrows, humans climbed higher and higher in the food chain. Later down the line, tools also assisted humans in the development of agriculture. Walking on two legs was more energy efficient than walking on all fours, so bipedalism saved humans a lot of energy. This left more energy to go to the brain as well as reproduction, making it more likely for humans with the trait to have bipedal offspring. Bipedalism also protected humans from the harmful sun rays. Standing upright meant that less body surface area was exposed to the sun. For millions of years prior to bipedalism, our primate ancestors were developing to support a creature who walked on all fours with a relatively small head. Because of this, adjusting to walking upright was not exactly easy for humans, especially as our head kept growing bigger and bigger to hold our increasing brain size. The switch to walking on 2 feet was especially hard on females. Bipedalism required narrower hips, restricting the size of the birth canal greatly. This change made childbirth much more difficult and death more common while giving birth. Therefore, evolution favored women who gave birth earlier in the baby's development, while the baby's head was smaller and softer. This is why humans are born prematurely compared to other animals. Human babies are essentially helpless and dependent on their mothers for years. Having earlier births had a large cultural and social impact. It is nearly impossible for mothers to forage and hunt for food while simultaneously taking care of their children. Therefore, child rearing required help from family members and others. Because they are born so underdeveloped, human children need more socialization and education than other animals, so it really does take a village. Thus, evolution favored those with the ability to make strong social connections, leading to our capacity for complex social structures. This ability is one of the main reasons humans are so different from other animals. We are social beings with a propensity for working in large social groups. This social skill is what has allowed us to create religion, laws, and government. This social ability is not strictly ours, of course. The same could be said of the social capabilities of ants or bees. But humans are the only animals with refined social competence and ideal genetic makeup that allows for things like the ability to use tools and language. Speaking of language, another important human feature investigated by physical anthropology is our speech. While other animals are confined to a limited amount of combinations with their speech, humans have the ability to create an infinite stream of different sound combinations. The basic mechanics of human voice production is not too different from non-human primates. The larynx is used as a sound source, and vocal tract airways act as a sound filter. The larynx and the vocal tract work together to create a wide range of sounds. So what makes humans different? We evolved a specialized supralaryngeal vocal tract that allows us to make more sounds compared to other animals, like the human-specific vowels I and U. Another key difference is the position of the larynx, which is lower in humans than in our chimp relatives. The descent of the larynx in humans is considered one of the main evolutionary adaptations that allowed for language. The descended larynx's first appearance in the human fossil record is considered to mark the origins of human language, although this is contested by some anthropologists. Some believe that language was not the reason for our specialized larynx, but rather a result. A possible reason for evolution favoring the descended larynx is that it created a deeper voice, creating the illusion of a larger body, which scared away predators in the dark. Either way, humans ended up with the ability of language, which proved to be a big advantage in our rise to the top. For one thing, in comparison to other modes of communication, spoken language has the most benefits. It frees the speaker's hands, does not require looking at the individual speaking, and can occur in darkness. Human speech also allows for more complex ideas to be communicated, whereas other animals such as primates are limited to communication about real, visible things, like predators and food. Humans gain the ability to communicate about abstract topics, such as gods and nations, which helped to form civilization and eventually aided us in becoming the most successful organism on the planet. Finally, physical anthropology tells us a lot about the development of our brains. These are 2 endocasts of human brains. The one on the left is a Homo erectus brain, and the one on the right belongs to a Homo sapiens. Endocasts allow anthropologists to get brain measurements without having the actual remains of the brain, and they allow them to assess the sizes of certain parts of the brain, specifically areas close to the surface that deal with speech. Most importantly, endocasts show the evolution of brain size. So, it's clear that our brains got bigger, but why? Anthropological findings suggest that increase in brain size is directly related to the amount of environmental changes faced by early humans. As you can see, there is a direct correlation between climate fluctuation and brain size. As humans had to learn new things about their environment in order to survive, brains got larger in order to hold more information. Humans need to be able to process new information and make decisions based on their surroundings. Having a larger brain meant you were more likely to survive and adapt to your environmental situation. It is important to note that while we think having a big brain is the best option and comes with benefits such as more information storage, faster collection and processing of information, and problem solving, it does come with some cons. For example, a big brain takes up lots of energy. Being just 2% of a human's body weight, the brain uses 20% of oxygen supply and 20% of blood flow. Also, as I mentioned previously, big heads cause issues for childbirth. Large brains can cause pain as well. The human head weighs 11 pounds and all of its weight is balanced on the 7 vertebrae in the neck, which is why humans often struggle with back and neck problems. However, evolution seemed to think that the pros outweighed the cons, as our brains continued to grow in size. Over the course of evolution, brain size nearly tripled, granting humans the propensity to create societies, complex social relations, and communicate abstract ideas. By studying primate and human remains, physical anthropologists gauge an understanding of the evolution and progression of humans. As you can see, the study of physical anthropology, whether it's the study of human bones, brains, or their environment, is extremely important to what we know about our ascension to greatness. This video was just focused on what physical anthropology contributes to the understanding of our past, but it is important to note that physical anthropology also works to fill in the gaps of current mysteries. Physical anthropologists can work in the forensics field, assisting in the identification of victims and perpetrators. They can also work in epidemiology and study how diseases work in human populations. But to me, the most interesting part of physical anthropology is its direct relationship with the cultural aspects of humans. Physical and cultural anthropology have sort of a dependent relationship, in which the biological aspects of physical anthropology directly affect cultural outcomes, and vice versa. An example of this is how the biological change that led humans to stand upright affected when babies are born, which then strengthened social skills in humans in order to properly take care of their young, thus leading to cultural developments that allowed for the formation of society. This is evidence that every cultural or sociological achievement we've made has an evolutionary and biological explanation that can be found through the study of physical anthropology.